That battle music was so appropriate for this episode. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm Melissa. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. I'm here with my friends. We are here discussing House of the Dragon season 2 every week until the show is done. And today's episode, they actually released the episode title beforehand, unlike the other episodes called A Dance of Dragons, with good reason. And I always like to start off by hello, greetings from Rob Blackfire.
Hi, Rob.
I love to ask you guys, what do you rate this episode? 1 out of 5 dragons. Oh, Chris Dang. Chris Dang is so awesome. They usually comment after the fact, but they're watching live. That's so exciting. Okay, you guys in the
Hey,
comments,
Chris.
give me your ratings, 1 out of 5 dragons. And also Andres and Sailor Tortilla, give me your ratings.
Okay,
You
I'll go
start this time.
first. I'll go first.
Yes.
Um, there's one major change from the book. I keep bringing up the book and stuff. There's one major change I wasn't a fan of. However, I'm going to go with the score I was going to go with before that change came up anyway, which is 4.5 out of 5 dragons. This was obviously a really good episode. Very tight. I don't feel like they wasted any time. Like they did in some of the previous episodes. And obviously, it's a very key episode as well. And they lived up to the hype with this one. So 4.5.
Are we going
Wow.
to be
Rob gave
almost
it
unanimous?
5 out
Well,
of 5.
it ain't a 5 out of 5 for me. It's a 4.5 out of 5 because I still think that there's hope for something more fulfilling. No, not more fulfilling. I think this episode was great. But me as an enjoyer of television, I do not need only action. I need talkie. So if
We
I
had
just got that
talkie.
little bit of drama, what's that?
We had some talkie. Andres will answer this question after I give my rating of this episode. I give it a 3 out of 5 dragons. I do.
Wow.
I was just confused at some of the decisions here, and maybe somebody could break it down because I feel like the Black Council and Rhaenyra discuss. Okay, he's clearly laying out a trap. Like he's going after a really small castle. They're very vulnerable. He is daring us to act. So then they do exactly what he wants. So like if you're seeing that, why would you do what he wants you to do? Why would you decide to do what he doesn't want you to do, which is to not fight? I feel like it was clearly a trap. So I was just confused. And then I was also confused on the green side because they have to know that they're not going to send Rhaenyra out. Like they're not going to send the queen because if you kill her, the war is over. So on their side, are they just thinking, well, we know for sure they're going to at least send one dragon, and we're trying to get all the dragons to die, right? Because that's like they're like nukes. But then again, they
Yeah.
have Vagar, so it doesn't like I don't know if that matters because yeah, Dragonstone has more dragons, but you have fucking Vagar. Vagar is a killer of dragons. I was confused by each of the council's decisions there. So that's why I was just kind of like yelling and raging at the TV instead of being like, yeah. I was just questioning people's logic, you know?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fair critique. Um, Rob, yes, the change did involve the dragon battle. I don't know if you're a book reader as well. If you are, you know which one I'm talking about. But I'll just say it right now. So
Mm-hmm.
in the book, Aegon goes down. Well, they made two changes. One I don't mind so much. The first one is that Aegon and Aemond were both there as part of the sneak attack. The second one is the one that bothered me, which is it's a big one, honestly. Aegon goes down in the book fighting Rhaenys. In this one, they had Aemond come after him and basically try to kill him.
Yeah, that's the
So
other
that's
thing.
new.
That's
But
a
I
huge
Interesting.
change, yeah.
but
Mm.
I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, it's a change, but like, I don't know. I was like, oh crap, he's gonna kill his brother. But they've always never liked each other. So I feel like it did kind of make sense. But again, like, how are you gonna explain this to your mom, dude? like, um, like what's his name? Aegon has always bullied Aemon, and then Aemon, we know, he thinks like he could be a better king. Like he's always like strategizing behind his back. So I thought like him trying to kill his brother made sense, but also didn't make sense because again, like, how are you going to navigate this how are you going to explain this? But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the episode otherwise was pretty good, so I'll be open to whatever they do with it for now, but
Mhm.
I was not a fan of that change. I don't
He's
know
like,
if you
oh
want
yeah, Rob, tell us
how
how
you
you
feel
feel
about
about that change. Um,
Huh.
yeah.
Knowing that it was a change is different than not knowing that it was a change, because now I'm thinking,
Oh,
why? Why
hello.
would they make that change?
Aemon wishes Aegon to be dead. Yeah, like Aemon, because in the brothel he was yet again being bullied and teased by his big little brother. So we know he clearly hates him. Um,
I thought back to that too. Like I thought back to
yeah.
all of the times that they were setting up a moment like this. Um, in the book, Aemon it kind of wants to be king too, so it's not like so much different. But this move was like it's just a big change. I'll have to see what they do with it.
Hmm. We all agree that Aegon is alive, right? He can't be dead. He's not dead.
Fire cannot burn a dragon,
Well,
except
because
when it does.
he's also wearing the Valyrian steel, so I thought that like, oh, like he's protected by that, so he can't be burned in that armor. Um,
There's a
more
lot.
thoughts.
I'll
There's a
keep my
lot
mouth
that happened.
shut.
There's a lot that happened. I
Wait
mean, let's
1 second.
yeah, okay. Let's talk about the big death that happened here. Does
It
that
did.
also happen in the book?
Yeah,
Or
this is a big moment. Overall, they were really great with how faithful they were to this battle and everything around it, which I think was awesome. I think that made it a better episode for me. I really like the way things happen in the book, and I've been kind of
Mm.
pitching for them to stay a little closer to it. So I thought, like, knowing that this was a key point in the story, I was really looking forward to it, and they did a pretty awesome job. Rob wanted to see her charred body.
So dark.
You know,
Oh,
that
but the dragon. We saw the dragon's eye. Like, oh my,
yeah, he
I was
died.
feeling so bad for the dragons in this episode, y'all. Because
I
Mhm.
need
I
to
feel
talk
like
about that.
you saw Rhaenys and Maylee's looking at each other like they both know they're going to die. And they're like, we're gonna do this together. It
I
was
like
sad.
that. I
Yeah.
really like that the dragon died in such a pathetic, sad way. It just got choked out until it passed out. Like that was delicious, because like we've seen, it's sad. No, it is sad. I like sad. I like feeling emotions when I watch TV, and
I
that
don't
got
like being
me.
sad, but it had to happen because it's war. I get it. But yeah.
It was good. It was really good. I didn't think they were just gonna drop her out of the sky. I thought it was gonna be some fiery explosion or whatever, but like her just dropping out of the sky for me was
She
like
was,
tasteful.
she was ready. She knew it was the end. Um,
Delicious.
the only way that I mean, I'm still calling bullshit on this plan, but like Rhaenys went out there knowing that she might possibly die because like this is war. So I have to just accept that. But I want to hear y'all's more thoughts just watching the whole plan going. Like, how did you feel? I mean, I already
What
gave
plan?
I gave I gave my dissertation on how I felt about it, but what did you guys think about that? Like both of their strategies on the green and black side.
I do not understand the red team strategy like yourself, because it clearly was a trap, but I feel like the way I interpreted that was that they saw it like, if we don't pull out one of our dragons, they're going to call us weak. But like, who gives a shit?
Who
I don't know.
cares? Who cares?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They shouldn't have alluded to the fact beforehand that they had such a strong suspicion it was a trap,
Yeah.
because in reality, they needed to do something to stop Criston Cole from like gaining momentum, gaining men, and all of the stuff he was doing. So they did need to intercept him. Like that would have been a good move on their part, and then it's just a better counter move by the Greens to have the big dragon there. In the book, they have two dragons. That's an even better move, obviously. But yeah, I guess they shouldn't have played into like that they knew it was a trap beforehand.
Yeah, and he's also attacking a house that's known for being small and vulnerable. It sounded like it was way too easy. So I don't even know if I agree that they should have made a move on him at that point. Like eventually, yes. Like if he's going towards somewhere that's has like more armies where it makes more sense, like that would have made more sense to me. But wait, Rob has written back. It's really long. I think it was a good plan as the Greens are pretty outnumbered in terms of dragons. They have the most battle-tested dragon in Vhagar, so any dragons the Blacks could have fielded would most likely have been lost.
Have been lost. Yeah.
Yes, have been lost. Yeah, and I'm still upset. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say. What
About
did you
the
want to
dragon?
say about the plan? I just thought I just felt like it was too dumb. It was clearly just like a trap, and it would have been better for me if they saw him going after a more prominent castle like Harrenhal or somewhere else, because I know that they need I know, but that's where Daemon is, and I know that they need the Riverlands, they need all the houses to bow down to Aegon. So I didn't like how it all happened, you know?
Yeah, I think the Harrenhal sucks storyline.
I don't like it.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it. Yeah, I like that they're kind of like it's a chess piece they're like willing to give up a little bit.
I think I don't like the scenes there right now because I don't like dreamy stuff.
Yeah, it's very like David Lynch, like Damon's in his own little dream world right now.
Yeah,
so
that part I don't.
You know what I do like about it is it's giving me a little bit of a clearer picture on Daemon, whereas in season 1 he was written a little choppy. I think in season 2 they're kind of making it clear like it's mostly about the power, and Rhaenyra's like second.
I feel like it's showing us that he deeply actually resents and hates Rhaenyra, which I feel like I saw him like loving her towards the end of season 1, besides choking her.
Exactly. But that's why season 1 was like, this is really like all over the map. Like he's too much of a wild card. He doesn't even make sense. But this one, they're kind of setting up his psyche a little bit more by like the cheap way by showing us inside his mind.
Look, my ex-wife.
And I think, again, I'm just not really used to that magical aspect of it in the original show. So it's just kind of like throwing me off a little bit. I'm not really loving the dream scenes because of that.
I was just mad that he took her drink. He should not have taken that drink. I was yelling at the TV. I said, don't drink anything in that castle. Also, even when Vhagar came out and ate Rhaenys's dragon, I also yelled at the TV right before. I was like, it's going to be right behind the castle. And then boom, half a second later. I don't like it when it's predictable.
I didn't predict that Aemon would be there with Vhagar, but I did know that it was a trap in some way. Like they're going to figure out a way to like dismount Rhaenys. I didn't call Aemon, to their credit.
When they showed Aemon and he was like, not yet, Vhagar. And Vhagar put its head down like a Labrador, like, okay. It was the cutest. They've never made these dragons look cute in like 80 episodes. And all of a sudden, I'm like, dragons are the best.
They're so cute.
Yeah, there's a lot of personality in the dragons today.
There's a part when Aemon spots Rhaenys and then he says in Valyrian, idiot. I was like, yeah, you're right. They're fucking idiots for coming into this trap. I was mad.
Aegon's just dumb as hell all around. Even his mom was like, don't do anything.
Let's talk about okay, Chris Dang said this is mainly why I watch the dragons. They're definitely depicted really well on this show because they're way more important in this show.
I couldn't tell you the difference between Daenerys' dragons.
They're all the same but different colors.
I mean, I could tell you they're different colors, but outside of that, it's like, I don't know, Drogon doesn't like Jon.
Yes.
That's about it.
I want to go back here. Raw Blackfire, they also have the Lord of Rook's Rest on the council. I know that I'm aware, but also, again, it was like a smaller house. So, like, how does that affect really the overall?
I think it's like politics. I think if you have people like in your council, you gotta go defend their thing.
They're already angry. Like it made Team Black angrier. Like I don't.
Yeah, they were getting a side to switch over to them, so they're just like I said, I feel like they were just gaining too much momentum. Like their strategy was working too well. They needed a big move to like intercept that.
We talked about him a lot already, but let's dive deeper into Aegon Targaryen, the king, because he is going through a crisis here. I think the episode I forgot how it opens, but he is in a meeting with his council and he kind of discovers that there's a strategy going on behind his back between Aemon and Criston Cole. And I think I'm getting the feeling that he feels just pretty useless. He feels like a nothing person, he shouldn't really be here. And his mom basically tells him, "You ain't shit. The best thing you can do is do nothing." So nobody is really championing him. They're not letting him in on the plans. I think they did a good job of showing even his Kingsguard. Like you could see them in the background kind of like fumbling and tripping over their own feet. Like he's chosen even like his best friends who were like the worst people to be on the Kingsguard. Like you're seeing like all of these things crashing down around him, and he's not doing a great job as a king. And I think that's what informs his decision to go out into the field to help Criston. So what do you guys think about Aegon in this storyline so far?
I think everybody's right. Everybody's right. Aegon wants to fit in. They don't want to listen to him. He needs to shut up and do his thing and sit down and not take your dragon. I don't know. I like it when I understand all the characters. That's why I feel good when I watch like Aegon and company. They're simple. I understand them.
Mm-hmm.
Except
Yeah.
blacks.
I will say this is another change from the book, but this is again one I didn't really mind. So in the book, Aegon is there as part of the plan from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I mean, the fact that he shows up right on time is obviously one of those like
Plot armor.
annoying, like magical, things that happened in
Yeah.
stories. But so that was annoying. But just generally, like the evolution of Aegon from like not even really wanting to be king in season 1, then he becomes king. He kind of likes the perks, like the love of the people and all that stuff, and then wanting to like really be involved once his son dies. I've really liked going on that journey with him, and then this is the episode where he kind of realizes before his son died, when he wasn't doing anything, he was kind of better to everybody, right? Like everyone else was figuring out things for him, and since he's been involved, he's just complicated stuff. He got rid of Otto, he hung all the rat catchers and stuff, and made a bunch of moves that people frown upon. And so I think it kind of made sense for him to like sit back and grapple with that and then make another bad decision, even though again in the book it's good, I think, to have both dragons there, but
it sounds like the TV show's better than the book. I like everything that's been changed.
I disagree, but I don't mind this one. I think it's an interesting journey for the character.
Yes. I mean, I feel like we know that he's alive, and I'm hoping something kind of big comes out of that, because I feel like everyone is kind of being careful with him and not really. I mean, they kind of have told him like it is, as his mom did, but this was like a really foolish big thing that he did. Like he really risked his life, and if he dies, then like hello, bye-bye war, and Rhaenyra wins. So there's a new person Texas Taurus. Aegon's still alive. I mean, I think so.
Hand on face.
Was Aemond gonna kill the dragon as a mercy kill, or was he gonna do something else?
Sunfire?
I think in the show, I think he was gonna kill his brother. I feel like he's trying to kill his brother and get away with it, right? Like, is that what they're setting up?
I don't know.
He's the one that took him down, and then he was there trying to get away with it.
So isn't he worried that like when Aegon wakes up and he's gonna be like, "Don't tell anybody I try to kill you." Like, what are you gonna do? Or he'll have like memory loss. I can't remember what happened. Don't tell mom. He's gonna kill Aegon too. Yeah, and the show has kind of set it up that way. I was hoping Criston Cole would have died with his Caesar haircut, but of course he's still alive. I hate his haircut, by the way, if you can't tell.
Do we know if Alicent's brother made it, or was he the burned guy?
I think he was the burned guy, right?
I kind of thought so, but it was a little unclear. If somebody in the chat knows, feel free to confirm it.
If somebody in the
chat,
he
was like a featured actor.
Yeah, I don't think he's in the book from other after shows that I've seen. So maybe he was brought in just to die really quickly.
Interesting. Also, like this episode at the beginning, like this is why I'm
Mhm.
taking half a point off. Early in
Mhm.
the episode, they almost had comedy beats during the council moment, where like they just have like the two brothers talking to each other in Valyrian, and then at one point, like all three guards all turn around for like comedic effect. That bothered me. I did not like that.
That's right, because you hate to smile and laugh.
I did
She
like
likes-
Aegon
she likes
playing
to
with the
be sad.
ball. I'd play with the ball too.
He's just bored and feeling useless.
He was
But
just
let's talk about the mama, Alicent Hightower, who takes some Plan B tea because she's not trying to be pregnant with Criston Cole's bastard baby.
I was wondering about that.
What were you wondering about?
How is she not getting pregnant?
Oh, I was thinking, I guess because the other period show that I've been watching over the past few years has been Bridgerton, and like they know about like the pullout method. I'm like, why don't you just focus on that? It's like it's always the Plan B. It's always the Plan B tea.
Well, I realized in this episode because Alicent or Rhaenyra was like, it's only been a couple weeks. Like, oh, that's why.
But who knows when they started banging? We don't really know. I feel like they made it seem like, oh, this has been going on like every Tuesday for the past whatever.
But it had to be after Viserys' death. Oh, when Daemon was running around the castle, I thought he was running after Viserys.
Daemon was running in the castle.
Yeah, after an eye patch version of himself.
Oh, I thought he was running after Aemon in his dream, not himself.
But he turned around and it was him.
Yeah, because he was dreaming. He's in a fucking dream in Harrenhal. I feel like they were banging since season 1, honestly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They made it seem like a very regular thing, even though I didn't feel a sexual tension in season 1 because they were both so honorable. Yeah,
I thought their connection was about religion. I thought they were both like super religious.
Yeah, and they're being hypocrites.
In my head, I'm like, well, we took 2 years off since season 1, so probably sometime in between that. But then I remember in the show, there's no time.
Yeah, there's a couple of weeks.
I can't believe Rhaenyra told everybody that she went to King's Landing. What?
Oh yeah,
I hate that change.
She was honest.
I did it. I went there. Huh?
Texas tourist. What does slamming confirmed mean?
The banging.
The banging confirmed. Wait, there's something else that I wanted to mention about Alicent. Oh, okay. So they show us that she's going through Viserys's history books because she wants to confirm this whole prince that was promised thing. Which in hindsight, I feel like somebody definitely should have written that down and put it in a safe somewhere and gave it like a secret code to whoever, because how can you, it's so irresponsible to not have that prophecy that you feel like is so important in your destiny, have it be, ear to ear, mouth to mouth, and have it written down, but whatever.
It's a game of telephone.
It is, but that's so dangerous. You have to have it written somewhere. And that's why it gets lost for centuries because nobody wrote it down. But yeah, so in the last episode, we see that Rhaenyra tells her the story, and it seems like she believed it, but she's like, it doesn't matter anymore. But maybe she's actually still questioning it, and she needs like proof. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know, but I like if you could pull up Chris's comment. I like the Sister Act reference.
He explained to the Grand Council.
That scene was so stupid.
Sister Act.
The outfit, all of it. Yeah, the outfit she was wearing at the end.
The Black Council scene?
At the end of last week's episode.
Oh, Sister Act had to be explained.
I think that's the reference.
I think. I'm not sure. Thank you for
Texas.
subscribing. We're going to be live every Sunday. So you subscribe, that's amazing, but you also have to hit the bell so that YouTube can notify you when we go live. No, it's true, because
thank you.
Know.
In other words, thank you.
I don't know if people know that. Hitting the bell is super important, but thank you so much for subscribing. And I did a little reaction video as well, Texas Tours. So you can hear me like screaming and yelling later on. I have to edit it, and it's severely edited because I have to play with the HBO and YouTube gods with the copyright. But yeah.
Oh, you did a reaction, to like the battle scene at the end or something?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Good move.
Yeah.
Did you scream when the dragon came from behind the castle?
I was kind of screaming because I was worried about the dragons. The way they were screaming and yelling and dying when Meleys died because her neck. Oh my God, that was so sad. And I was like, really, I was mad because you could see me like screaming at the TV. I was mad at the stupid plan. But anyway, let's go. Who else was in this episode that we want to talk about?
Oh, the clubfoot guy.
Important.
Harrenhal's more crippled than me.
Wait, we see Alan Hall, who
There you go.
is a bastard of Corlys, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, what?
I was holding that in this whole time.
Oh my God, Abe, do not tell me you missed that.
No, hold on. I was really confused. I was turning around and telling my husband, I was telling him, I was like, why is she flirting with this guy right in front of her husband? What is wrong with these people?
No. Well, remember, Age
way
was
over my
like,
head.
I need to see the White Worm go back and like tell the people about the twin. She needs to like see things a lot. And there was no like, they did not say right out front, like he's a bastard. They just
I thought she was just hitting on him.
Alluded to it a lot.
I think, but all you had to hear was Rhaenys say, I know who he is. And then the way she was touching him and looking at him, like, you look familiar, motherfucker. So it's like, he's a bastard. He's a bastard.
I don't read spoilers for House of the Dragon.
I didn't read spoilers.
No, I'm saying I keep hearing about some Blackfire people. So this whole time I'm like, them, right? Like there has to be a third contender to the throne or something. Them. But no.
Look,
and I didn't realize that one of those two guys is from a show I like, Raised by Wolves. It's very good.
Haven't seen it yet. Go ahead.
The fact that they're bastards is interesting. It's also very important as the storyline goes on. They're going to be cool characters.
Well, I that's what I'm guessing because they keep showing us Alan and Adam because they're brothers, right?
I thought they were father and son.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm just making
father and son. They look like brothers. They look like
they do look not exactly the same age or anything, but they're brothers.
Ooh, but it's
wow. I just thought like your mother must be beautiful was just a medieval way of saying you're really hot. I thought that's all that was going on.
No, this is a way of saying I know who your father is.
I know who your daddy is. That was clearly what she was saying.
Wow.
But Corlys was like trying to not have that conversation because he was not dwelling on it.
And he's on my ship.
So then they've got Valyrian blood, these brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
They keep showing us a wild dragon.
Sea dragon
who is restless and lonely. Oh my God!
Oh my God. See, I gotta talk about one episode ago. Or a couple of, like, you know how they were always like, Sea Smoke is so upset. Why is he flying around? And then somewhere on the internet, someone's like, his owner must be dead. R.I.P. Leonor. And I'm sitting here going, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Which I hope that's what happens because that's the dragon lore. Like the dragon rider has to die before the new bond starts. So hopefully Leonor dies somewhere off screen.
Also, what is to stop the dragon from like smelling him out when he was rowing that boat away? I know this was like 2 years ago, but still.
That's a great question. How come Sea Smoke didn't follow Leonor? We'll never know because I do know in the book Leonor does die, but they kept him alive in the show.
Yeah, they wanted to give him a happy ending.
Yeah, they did. Well, I mean, color me very intrigued with Alan and Adam, seeing what happens with them because now we know they have that Valyrian blood and we know there's a loose dragon out there, so we'll see what happens. Do we want to speak any more about any other characters? We have Criston Cole. What did he do? There's a plan with Aemon. We know that. What else happened in this episode?
I think he had a solid episode. Like he got a cool beheading moment, you know. He looked nice and in charge the whole time. Yeah, that guy on the council's dad. Yeah.
I forgot his name already, but yes, I remember he beheaded something. Was it Darkland? Like so many names.
we don't have to dwell on it. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
Do you think he knows that Alicent possibly might have been pregnant, or was she pregnant?
Why would he care?
I don't know. I feel like he would want to have a say because he's such like a righteous man. He's a righteous and pious dude.
Well, remember, he's trying to hide the fact that he even has sex with anybody, so he's
True.
probably all for it.
Yeah.
I agree, Rob. If we could pull up his, this was
Made
a
him look somewhat badass rather than a simp. Oh, you mean after he got? Oh, wait. Who was a simp? Who was a badass?
So Criston Cole, he's been like in simp mode for a while,
my
but
God,
now
Rob,
you get to remind yourself, like, oh yeah, he's like kind of cool in battle. Like that's how we first met him. He's got skills.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I was thinking we've never seen a hand at war. Criston is the only one so far, and if there was one to have at war, I guess you'd want a brainless barbarian who will kill first. So, in this particular scenario, I think he is where he needs to be. I don't think I still don't think he's very intelligent though, but clearly he likes to kill.
I guess he's good in battle though. Like he knows how to strategize with Aemon.
Mm-hmm.
That's his strength, and then he actually fights as a hand. It's got that going for him.
I want to see if we can get a correction in here.
Yes.
Battle of the Blackwater.
Okay.
It was either Tyrion was like the hand.
Yes.
In waiting or something.
Oh, but he. I
mean,
Tywin.
Tywin might have been the real hand at the time.
Baby Tyrion.
Tywin was the hand, but he sent.
And he shows
Tyrion.
up to save the day.
He just got hammered in the face at the beginning. Like he wasn't there.
Yes, Tyrion
that's how he got that scar on his face.
Yeah, that's true. And he was brave man.
Okay, hold on. That was a siege. That was a siege. That was not a battle.
Everyone loves Blackwater. That episode.
I do too. It's one of my favorite episodes.
Perfect.
So many YouTube videos, and that's like always like number one is Blackwater.
Nice, that's a good pick.
It had the drama. You had the women underneath. Like, are we gonna die?
Getting drunk and talking to Sansa.
It was great. And you had the Hound going, "Fuck the king." Right. I love the Hound.
Yeah, until they ruined his character.
I know. He was great until he died the first time.
Larys Strong shows up. Okay, have we agreed that he knows what's going on with Alicent?
He's so nosy. He's like, "Is this yours?" Put that shit away, girl.
Oh, dumb. How do you not hide the cup?
I know. It's a very distinct cup. It's so distinct.
It's so distinct. And it's like he's looking at it and it's like, okay, we're just going to keep talking like we don't know what that is, right? Okay.
And she's like, my tummy hurts. No.
Oh, God. What is
that guy knows everything.
What is his plan? What does he want? Does anybody know?
Blackmail.
Don't give me books.
Blackmail people.
He reminds me of like a mix between was it Varys, the Master of Whispers, and and Littlefinger. He's like a fusion of the two characters. I assume he wants to be like more like one of those characters, running everything, but nobody knows your name, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's how I interpret him. Also, do you guys like? It seems like he knows that the whole war is based on a mess up, because he was asking her about Viserys'
why would he know that?
True intentions. Those questions he was asking was like, "Are you sure that that's what he wanted?" And then she was like, "His intentions died with him."
I think those questions were about her allegiance, and he wants to get into her head. I don't think they were leading questions. I just think that something's wrong, and he's trying to investigate and be nosy. Nosy Larys.
Are you trying to allude that he may know about the prince that was promised prophecy, Andres?
It could be that, but I think he definitely knows that there's more
doubt
than meets the eye to like this whole line of succession issue.
I think it's possible that he sees doubt within Alicent, but I feel like no one else in the world knows about the prophecy except for the heirs. So I don't think that he is even that good to know that information. Is my 2 cents.
Yeah,
I don't think he knows
that's how I'm leaning as well.
I wanted to speak about Rhaenys Targaryen because
R.I.P.
I know R.I.P.
Rip.
Do we feel
Pour
like
one out for the homies.
do we feel like she's gone too soon? Because I do feel like this will kind of maybe weaken the Black Council because she didn't have the
Oh,
title.
that's right.
Yeah, she
She's the
didn't
only
have
one
the
with
title.
experience.
She didn't have the title, but she was kind of like acting like Rhaenyra's hand a lot of the
Yeah.
times. So how do we see this going down the line for them? You know, she's not going to be there to counsel. And
Do you feel worried when you see the council meetings for the Team Black? Because when I see their council meetings, it's like going to a meeting for like a client that you barely work on, and they're all crazy and like nothing works, and you understand why, but they won't listen to you. Like I feel like that's the Black Council, and the Green Council is kind of okay.
Well, there's been no like leadership with at least for the most of the episode today. There's been no leadership from Rhaenyra, and this whole season, because at first she was grieving her son,
yeah,
and then she just disappeared. So it's kind of like the inmates run the asylum. Everybody thinks they're the queen or king right now. But I think with Rhaenyra back and Corlys as well, that adds a little more structure to it. In terms of whether Rhaenys has gone too soon, I don't have a strong opinion on it, but I do want to say like season 2, just the plot lines are moving a lot faster than I thought. I mean, I told you that the death of the
Baby
the
boy.
king's Aegon's son, I thought was going to come maybe like 2 or 3 episodes in, and I thought this moment could have come in the back half of the season. So I'm excited to see how much they actually squeeze into the season. It could
Is
have
that
some pretty
why
cool
we think
episodes
there's
coming
3
up.
seasons instead of 4?
I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be 3 or 4. Like by the way it's moving, I wouldn't be shocked if they could get everything in 3.
Yeah, and this season is also cut short because last season we got 10 episodes. Now we're only getting 8.
Oh, really? Okay, well that actually makes more sense as to why things are moving so fast.
So we're halfway through.
Yes, we are, and then we already got this halfway through. Why are you making that face?
I wanted more. I like content. I get PTSD when I see Game of Thrones having fewer episodes. Any season with fewer episodes is dead to me.
So at first, they were like it was a creative decision, but then they were like it wasn't up to us. So we're not getting straight answers. We don't know why it's shorter. We don't know.
I feel like there's so much. I have so much more to say about the dragon fight than anything else. I'm so sorry. Like all of Game of Thrones went by, and we didn't really see like real dragon fighting, except like the carriage scene in season 5 and the fight no one could see. Sorry, that was season 6 and then season 8. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I like watching the dragons fight. I think it's really cool. I also haven't seen like another TV show. Like I like Dragonheart, but I also recognize that Dragonheart is a bad movie. So I really like seeing what it looks like to have like a realistic style battle and what the tactics are with dragons. Like what would that look like? Like if the king's overhead, like rally your troops, look, your king is with you, but also oops, he fell and made a big hole. I like that. I like seeing that. As a fan of fantasy, I really really like that, and I feel like this is what I was waiting for when they announced this whole show.
Yeah, and it's cool compared to Game of Thrones. Daenerys was the only one with dragons, and it was all about how people could take down her dragons. Whereas this one, you're seeing the dragons get into it with each other and how that works in battle. And they've done a good job building up the personalities of the dragons. So it's like another character death when you see them go.
And there was one shot I really liked. There's these guys, they're like way down here, and you're looking at them from the back, but they're looking up, and the dragons are like really small up here. It was like looking at the eclipse like a couple months ago. It was the POV dragon shots. Like filmmaking wise, I'm having a great time. But sometimes I'm just like, why is this a comedy beat? This is weird. Tonality issues.
Was there a comedy beat during the dragon fight?
No, it was just early in the episode. I was like, oh, are they trying to like add levity before like major character deaths? Cool, I guess.
It was a little funny when Aegon went down because he was At first he was like excited to see his brother, and then he was like, no. It was a total Mufasa moment, actually, now that I think about it.
I thought
Was it a fuck up?
I thought it was kind of a lighter moment when he first sees his dragon, and like he's almost kind of like hugging, and he's like laughing and so happy to get on his dragon. And I was like, "Aw."
You know what it is too?
So happy to go off to battle.
But also like when he's getting burned by his brother and he's going, I was sitting there just fine going, fire cannot burn the dragon. His brother probably knows that and he's gonna be fine. That's not what happened, but still.
But they're not all fireproof.
Yeah, apparently that's a thing.
That's a Daenerys
all of
thing.
them are not.
They're not all fireproof. I mean,
Right.
we know that because Lena got burned by Vhagar.
Oh my god! Imagine if that didn't work.
Well, Daenerys burns her brother right before she says that line.
Yeah,
maybe it's like by how much they suck.
She was the chosen one. You know what? I just made realizations in the last few days because this whole show, House of the Dragon, a lot of it is about that was a Daenerys thing due to magic. It was like her own kind of magic though, because listen, as far as I know, and being a show only non-book person, she's the only one who gets to claim 3 dragons. This entire House of the Dragon is always just like one person with one dragon. She's the only one who claims 3. It was destiny. She was the chosen one. And then they did that at the end. PTSD.
I can't believe Game of Thrones ended so bad.
And
we came back for more.
Star Wars movie. You were the chosen one. She's the only one who has 3. That had to mean something.
Wait, was that Revenge of the Sith? Anakin, you were the chosen one.
Yes, she literally was. Why are you going to get to claim and bring back dragons centuries later and claim 3, not just 1, but 3, and then you go out like that? What was the reason?
I don't know. Why did Anakin go out like that? Except for Star Wars. He was
redeemed.
Obi-Wan should have mercy killed Anakin. Hashtag.
Anakin was redeemed at the end because of this the Force Ghost. They forgave him, but then Daenerys had to go out like that.
Star Wars is good, except for the Disney stuff.
Made me mad. Yes, Chris Dang, you and half of the world was pissed off at season 8.
Man,
we gotta move on. Every episode, we end up talking about how bad Game of Thrones ended.
I'm gonna give some flowers to House of the Dragon. Okay, so when Rhaenyra was gonna tell the story of the prince that was promised,
yes,
she didn't even finish the story before she could say anything about the Night King. It was like, shh, it's okay, audience. Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
She did say something about a common foe in the Song of Ice and Fire. And every time they mention this Ice and Fire, I'm like cringing inside. I'm like, it's not what you think it is. Lord, stop reminding us of this.
Bran ends up king.
God.
Oh, and Aegon, aka Jon Snow, he doesn't even get to kill the Night King. Oh God, if you're watching this and you haven't seen Game of Thrones, I'm sorry. It's okay. Just don't watch it. It's fine.
Watch the first 4 seasons. They're great.
Yes.
We could have prevented war. We could have prevented war if people just named their kids something unique.
Or if people actually wrote stuff down.
What do you think Alicent's going to do? She's going to be like, hey, look, this is called The Legend of the Prince That Was Promised. That's my boy. Okay. That's what realistically could have come out of that, even if she found something.
Well, in the book, it's not even an issue.
In the book, actually, the book person.
They're the ones that made it all. All right, I don't know.
Okay. If we have nothing else to talk about, no other character we want to bring up. I didn't get to write notes this time because I was using my camera phone for the reaction. Did
you watch the tapestries?
Yes, I did, to see if it changed, and it did not change this time. So it's not a weekly thing, which I think in the original show it was. So that was kind of annoying.
Oh, it did change in the original show.
Yeah, because they would always go in different places in the map. I always loved it. And that's why I never skipped the intro for the GOT. I never did. But then this one, I feel like, okay, it's not going to be weekly. Sometimes I have to skip and then go back after.
Damn.
Yeah. But they did update it from the last time. If you guys also skip, now they have added the dead little baby Jaehaerys and the dead rat catchers. And then I was sad that they didn't add, from last time, but they didn't add the dead twins as well. And I was like, damn, where's the respect for the twin fight? That's one of the best fights we've seen.
So it did change. They removed stuff.
No, they
I
added.
never had those. And maybe they'll add Rhaenys.
Oh.
And or Aegon. I don't know.
He seems fine.
He's alive. He's fine.
He seems super
he's
fine.
Alive.
He's been burnt up.
There's no
way. He's got like no facial scars, no burning.
Yeah.
He's like Daenerys. They're gonna be like, oh my god, fire cannot burn the dragon. The magnanimous. That's what's gonna happen. Maybe
he's alive because of plot armor and Valyrian steel armor. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this live show. And to remind you guys, we are live every single Sunday. So hit subscribe and hit the bell and let me know your ratings down in the comments. 1 out of 5 dragons. All righty. I'm going to hang backstage and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.